Hello, welcome. It is Wednesday instead of Tuesday. I was gone this weekend, so I didn't get to do my Tuesday tip for you guys, my health and wellness journey tips for you guys. So I'm hopping on here on Wednesday, and I'm so excited to be on here. We might as well start doing this on Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday. Just sounds better, doesn't it? So maybe I'll start doing Wednesdays. Hi, Catherine. So good to see you. Well, I'm really excited to share today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the kitchen. That's why I'm in my kitchen. I'll show you guys really quick. We actually redid our kitchen this summer, right before I found out that I was sick, and I am obsessed with it. I love it. If you live in the Fort Lauderdale area and you need an interior designer, let me know, because ours are the best. I love it. Like, how amazing is that tile? I told her exactly what I wanted. She created even better than what I could have ever imagined. So, super pumped today to share with you guys. Hi, Carrie. Oh my gosh, so glad you're on here. So this is going to be today really about some health and wellness tips. I'm going to be particularly talking about the kitchen today. And those of you that don't know me, my name is Blair Critch. I am a wife of a real estate broker here in Fort Lauderdale, mom of 2 teenage boys. And I found out that I had ovarian cancer, a rare form, low-grade serous carcinoma in October. And now I am cancer-free and continuing on my health journey to keep myself healthy and strong. But during that time, I learned so much. You know, one of the biggest things that I always say is that you want to make sure that you do the ABCs of life, right? So for the ABCs of life for me are always asking questions, right? So learning more about whatever the subject is. B is believing that I can get to the truth of whatever the matter is. And then C, confirming it by taking the action, right, that I need to take. So that's what I've been doing for these last few months. And I felt really compelled to share it with everybody else, because most of the people that are my friends here in Facebook world are moms, they're busy. Hi, Kyle, it was so great to see you this weekend. And so drop below and let me know, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I am rocking it out, how are you on your health and wellness journey? I thought I was, hi, Katie, I thought I was literally at a 10. And then guess what happened? Cancer hit, and I realized I really wasn't as healthy as I thought I was. So, oh my gosh, I'm seeing so many faces that I actually got to see this weekend in Dallas. Hi, Chris. Hi, Katie. Hi, Kyle. Oh my gosh, so excited to see you guys, and Carrie. I missed you guys already. You guys brought so much joy and energy into my life this weekend, and I'm so excited to continue to grow those relationships. All right, let's get to it. So I have it typed out because I don't want to forget anything. The very first thing that I realized was how unhealthy, good morning, Ashley, or afternoon, how unhealthy, oh, right, Carrie said 7-ish. I think looking back now, that's probably where I was. Now I was probably maybe a 5 or a 6. Now I would say I'm a 9. But here's the biggest thing that I learned. You know, eating produce is obviously really important. Eating lots of green, cruciferous vegetables, and making sure that you have fruit, and really eating from the earth instead of eating processed food. I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it till I'm blue in the face. It's so important. A lot of times you might be really skinny, or you might be taking care of your body and you're really thin, but the reality is that you're putting a lot of processed food into your body, and you don't want to do that either. Hi, Laura. I know you probably have done a lot of research on this too, Laura. I know that you've been through something similar to me. So one of the biggest things that I learned was, yes, it's important to increase your produce. Yes, it's important to eat those vegetables and eat those fruits and all these things, but if they are in a ground that has soil, that has pesticides and all those things, it's actually putting cancer or putting disease into your body. So how do we protect ourselves from that? Well, first of all, make sure you know what the dirty dozen are. It's so important that you get those organic no matter what. Second thing is, find a local produce kind of thing where they can drop off a box, or you can be part of a local farm where you can get fresh organic produce if you can't afford it from the grocery store. I personally buy my produce either from Whole Foods, or I'm trying to find some local farmers markets lately, but it's really important to make sure that your produce is organic, and try to buy all of it organic if you can. If you can't afford to, go look up the Dirty Dozen list and make sure at least those 12 things you're buying organic. But even if I buy organic, I'm still making sure that I clean them, because you just don't know what has been sprayed on that farm, around that farm, what was in the truck, what was in the facility. So it's so important, because guess what happens? Not only are there pesticides, but there are all kinds of worms and things like that inside of our food or around our food, and you could get all kinds of really horrible things. Now, the word that I'm looking for has just lost my mind, parasite. so you can get parasites, and parasites can actually lead to cancer. Did you guys know that? So like you go to Mexico, you have a good time, you get a parasite, you come home, you have that major stomach issue that a lot of people get, right, when they come back from Mexico, and then you have this parasite living in you, and that can actually cause cancer. So there's so much that we need to make sure we understand. So here is what I do now. I just got a glass bottle. We're not using plastic, glass. I filled it up with water and apple cider vinegar. And I like the apple cider vinegar by Bragg's because it has the mother, which is really important. I actually drink this every morning with a tablespoon. Those of you guys that follow me, you know this. It helps keep my body alkaline, but it's unpasteurized. So you add it into the glass water bottle, right? Yes, Katie, we all have parasites and we don't know it. But if you let the parasites sit in you for too long and you don't do detoxes, then guess what? It can turn into something, which we have an amazing detox that's coming out in June you're gonna wanna know about because it's a healthy way to detox, and it's why we have to detox from heavy metals that get in our body and also from parasites. All right, so back to this. I spray all my fruits and vegetables now with this ACV, apple cider vinegar, and water mixture. I just spray it. Okay, my kids hate the smell. I love it. You spray it, and then I let them sit for a little bit, and then I rinse them off. And again, I let them sit out on the counter on a towel until they air dry, okay? That way anybody can grab fruits, vegetables from the fridge, from the counter. They can eat it right away. They don't have to worry about it because let's just be honest, my husband and my boys are not gonna wash their fruit and vegetables. So we gotta make sure it's done. And I clean it as soon as it comes in, so it's, again, easier for me later on. Next thing is, once you've cleaned your fruits and vegetables, or any leftover fruits and vegetables, right, you want to make sure that before you put them in the fridge, you're not just using a Ziploc bag the way we used to, right? So Ziploc bags can actually bleed, and whatever brand you use, we just all, you know, it's kind of like soda, right? We call it Coke, but they're not all Coke. So it doesn't have to be a Ziploc bag, but any of these plastic bags actually bleed into your food, even if you never put them in the microwave or anything else, right? So it's important to, after I do the ACV and it's dry, then I wrap it in a paper towel and put it inside of the plastic Ziploc bag. Now, if you're packing lunches for your kids, sandwiches, etc., again, wrap it in a paper towel and then put it in the plastic bag because it's so bad for you, okay? Really bad. So we want to make sure no plastic Ziploc bags, that we're storing our vegetables and our fruits in a fresh way. You want to also make sure, if you have glass jars, put them in some glass jars so they're easy for the family to grab and keep yourself healthy. The more things that you have out on your counter, in your fridge that are easy and accessible and clean, you're more likely to grab them instead of grabbing the processed stuff that we were talking about that's so bad for you, all right? So ACV, apple cider vinegar to clean your produce. Not using Ziploc bags or any kind of plastic bags unless you have to. And if you do, you're gonna wrap things up in paper towels. That was a huge one for me. I didn't even realize that. Yes, I knew BPA transfers, whether hot, but I never knew it also transferred cold. So it's so important. It's actually why I'm trying very, very hard to not drink any plastic water bottles, even if they're cold, because the reality is you don't know how long they were in a truck, you don't know how long they were in a warehouse. It is so important to try not to drink that and instead just, get yourself something else to be able to drink out of. So next, and when you're at home, that actually brings me right to my point number 3, which is using glass, not using plastics, okay? So even when I'm at home, I'm drinking out of a ball jar now instead of plastic, or, I used to love Yetis, and I still, during chemo, I needed really cold water. For some reason, that's what I craved. So I did use Yetis through that, even though I was trying not to, because that actually could leak metals into your body. And plastics we know are bad also. So a lot of us have stainless steel cups. We have Yeti, became this big, huge trend because it actually kept your stuff cold. But the reality is, number one, they can still bleed into your system, even though they're not plastics. It's heavy metals. Second is, it's actually not great for your body to drink cold water. So if you can drink room temperature, it's even better for you. But again, just go on Amazon and get some ball jars. That's what I did. And when I make my smoothies in the morning, I only drink half, and then I put, seal the top, put this in the fridge, and then I'm able to drink the rest of the smoothie the next day to save myself some time as well. Again, we're not microwaving with plastics. I know people have heard this before, but same thing with it getting cold, like Katie just said. So go invest in some Pyrex. This is actually a great tip, but I always, whenever there's a Memorial Day sale, Labor Day sale, the day after Thanksgiving sale, Black Friday, anytime there's a sale, I always buy a new pack of Pyrex, because somehow I just, people, oh, here, take this home, and then I never get them back. So these can always be really inexpensive packs on sale days, which are always usually around the holidays. So go check out Walmart or Amazon or on Memorial Day, which is coming up, to get a whole pack of these. We have them in 3 different sizes. It's a pack. Comes in this size, one a little bit bigger and one a little smaller. And we use it for everything. I even send my 17-year-old to school with leftovers. He heats it up in a microwave at school and is able to use it, okay? So that is a really important one. We wanna make sure we're using glass as much as possible and eliminating using plastics as much as possible. I tried to give this tip the other day on my stories and it didn't go through. Somebody told me. So here's another one about plastics. How often do you get a cup of coffee from Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, hot tea, whatever? I don't drink coffee because I thrive, but I drink hot tea and I love to get sometimes a hot tea or maybe even a almond milk chai tea, something fun like that. Guess what? This is poison. Take the top off, drink your drink. Never drink out of the top plastic. When you're drinking out of this, this is the lowest grade of plastic. I just realized this was over my face and some people read lips, so sorry about that. The top of this is the lowest grade plastic possible. So you are literally heating it up, releasing all the toxins into your drink, and then you're drinking it. Hello, I had no idea. Did you have any idea? Crazy, right? So make sure you just, as soon as you get these, it's okay. This part's usually paper. Take it off and drink. No big deal, okay? Next one, toxic-free cleaners for your home. Listen, there are so many choices out there, but you have to be really careful because some of them are tricky and have sold out to big box companies. Like, I hate to put this out there, but like Myers, I mean, I used to use them for years and then I found out they actually weren't all that great. So this is my absolute favorite. It's called Puracy. It's on Subscribe and Save on Amazon. If you guys are not Subscribe and Save members on Amazon, you're missing out. If you are, drop below. Like, do you subscribe and save every month, every 2 months, every 3 months? What I love is I put things on different spots. So like I might have like Puracy, for example, is on every 3 months. My paper towels every month. My toilet paper every month. I love Subscribe and Save. It's amazing. My razors every other month because I don't need them that often. So this is great. This is their all-purpose cleaner. Here's why I love it. It's cruelty-free. It's made in America. Whoop, whoop. And it's hard to find things that are made in America nowadays. And it is 99.96% natural, okay? And you can even look up, they even give you a site where how you can go and check it out, but it's, you know, it doesn't have a lot of the bad things that we're making sure that we don't want in our body, right? No BS, no sulfates, ammonia, petrochemicals, bleach, or others, all right? Every bottle supports charity, artists, and conservations. It's so amazing. And it works on all kinds of stuff. I mean, I use it all over we have marble counters. I use it on that. I use it on my tile. I use it on the floor. I've used it on our cabinets before. It is amazing. I use it on the stainless steel sink, everything. So this is Puracy. We use this as our all-purpose. I also use their dish soap and their hand soap. Love them, okay? So this one's lavender and vanilla. This one is lemongrass. I'm not organized that they're all the same right now because we were out of some and I rebought, and I like and this one is green tea and lime. So I have all 3 flavors. They're not organized right now, but I like it when they're all 3 the same because I usually like to have the same smell, but my absolute favorite one is the organic lemongrass. My second favorite is the green tea and lime, and my third favorite is that vanilla and lavender. That's what it was. So those are great products. Maybe you have some other organic, all natural products that you like, drop them below. And you can always look them up. I forgot what the website is, but you can look them up and see, like, is this really, you know, all that clean and all that, you know, good for you, right? Because again, there's a lot of people out there that use the name and they put natural and whatever, and it's really not. So be careful with that stuff. And then last but not least, today I want to share with you guys about the microwave, right? We try so hard not to use the microwave. So be careful. You know, here's my approach, 80-20 in life. I absolutely love the 80-20 approach. When I was going through chemo, one of my friends, Courtney Cannell, reached out to me and said, I think you'd really like Kris Carr. She wrote a book called Sexy Crazy Diet. And at first I was like, ew, I don't want to read a book about a diet. But then as I started to read, it was actually just about how she changed her life when she found out she had cancer. She was a model and she was drinking and eating horribly, even though she was very skinny. And she began to describe in this book an 80-20 plan. And what that meant was 80% of her life is vegan and 20% is not. And same thing with how she lives her life, right? And so that is really the approach that I've given. I mean, I call myself vegan-ish, almost vegan, almost sober, right? Like I barely drink, I barely eat any of those other things, but sometimes I splurge. I was in Dallas this weekend. I had ricotta cheese, which I haven't eaten in months. I had a couple glasses of champagne. You know, you got to live life, but you got to also make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So when I talk about the microwave, same thing, 80-20. So 80% of the time I'm cooking things in the stainless steel pot on the stove, or I'm using the oven, or I'm using an air fryer that is clean and safe, that does not leak chemicals. So you got to Google that too, because there's a lot of air fryers out there right now that are actually just creating more toxins for you. And then I also make sure I got a new blender that was glass and not plastic as well. And I also have a hot water kettle. Let me show you guys this. If you guys don't have one of these and you like to make hot tea, or I make hot water every morning with apple cider vinegar and lemon, and then I also drink at least 1 green tea a day, which helps me with keeping healthy as well. But this goes on a base, and you push this down and it just heats it up. But this is all safe. There's nothing in here that's plastic. It's a ceramic, kettle pot, and this makes it much safer than throwing my water into my microwave to heat up, which is what I used to do. And now, if I have time, I'm heating up my soup that I eat every day, my veggie soup or things like that. I try to use the stove top, but sometimes I'm in a rush, and sometimes I use the microwave, and sometimes my kids use the microwave, and that's okay, because it's 80-20, right? We're not gonna kill ourselves or make ourselves, crazy over it. And so we'll use the convenience that we need to when we need to, right? Again, same reason why if you're going through a place and you need to grab a cup of coffee to go, you do it. You just take the top off and don't use the top. So you do the best that you can do. I hope that these were helpful for you today. If you found this helpful, even in the slightest bit, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor and hit the share button. This has been upon my heart for the last few months, to be making sure I'm sharing all the things that I'm learning with others. And the only way I can truly share it with lots of people is for you guys to hit the share button. So I'm gonna ask you, hit the share button. Send this to somebody. Send it in a private message. Share it on your newsfeed. Let other people get this information that's going to help them. Those of you that know me, you know that I've been on the Thrive Experience, which are 3 simple steps of a vitamin supplement system, for the last 6 years. It's 100% why I figured out I even had cancer, because I was taking naps 5 days in a row, hadn't napped in 6 years, wasn't feeling good. I knew something was wrong, and that's why I kept pushing to find out. But I'll tell you this, being on the Thrive Experience was something that I did to combat all the bad habits that I have. And now that I'm taking care of myself and I'm having all these good habits plus Thrive, I have never felt better in my life. So if you are looking for a way to make sure that you fill in your nutritional gaps, reach out to me. And if somebody shared this with you today, my name is Blair Critch. You can find me on Instagram at Blair Critch2, or you can find me here on Facebook at Blair Critch, or facebook.com/SparklyBlair. And I hope to see you soon. And thanks so much for listening today. If you have any great tips, please drop them below so we can all help serve each other. Have a great day and make it a great day for others. Bye, guys. I'm going for a walk.